Okay, I've decided to go ahead and let you watch me try to fight this thing. I normally rotate the snap ring around until I can see the groove. There's a groove right here, and that's where the snap ring has got its opening at. You don't have to be gentle with this thing. If you deform it, you stretch it out a little bit, that's fine. You can make it tighter. You can stick it in a pair of pliers and squeeze it back together. So you don't have to be gentle with it. I try not to stretch them out, but sometimes I just get frustrated because it's taking too long, and I just go, all right, fine, you're mine. But I do originally start off trying to be gentle with them, but don't be afraid to manhandle it. Just get it off without making yourself so frustrated. This is where your pick set and your little screwdrivers are going to be really handy. Alright, now you just walk that little thing on up and get it to go over that column if you can. You can only have a different screwdriver. Oh, wait. Cha-ching! I love these things. Maybe. I know I'm probably making this look way easier than what it is because I've done it quite a bit. Alright, now that snap ring is on that column of the lock plate depressing tool. So, now we back off the nut. Whoops, I need to back up so you can see what I'm doing. Backing off the nut. Okay, it's wiggly. Now we gotta unscrew the center bolt that screwed on the center bolt of the tool that screwed onto the column. And this is where and now our snap ring is on this column. So when we want to put it back on, it's going to be so much easier. Remember to do this step. I first when I was probably 15, I didn't know to do this, and I slid this snap ring off of the steering column shaft, and it's not fun to put back on. So remember that trick. Slide the snap ring onto this column. All right, lock plate. Someone asked where the horn slip ring was. This is the horn slip ring. This is someone wanted to ask where it was. Never mind. Anyway, horn slip ring. There's a spring right there. Now at this point, don't wiggle the shaft because there's a whole bunch of little ball bearings inside there. You wiggle this thing enough, you bump it, there's this kind of pressed in housing in there that's going to pop out. It's going to drop all those little ball bearings down on the floor. Don't bump this shaft anymore. You're done. Stop right there. Alright, now this is your turn signal. The part that's moving is usually referred to as the cam. On the bottom of the slip ring, you see these two ears? One right there, one right there. When you turn your steering, you got your turn signal, you're making a left turn, you got your turn signal around. When you turn your steering wheel, this whole piece turns with it. And these ears bump springs that releases pressure and pushes it back, and it hits the spring and pushes the turn signal back to its home position. So either, if your turn signals don't return back to their home place, it could either be these ears, or you could have a broken spring on the turn signal cam. But let's get this little booger out of the way. Okay, you got a number 2 Phillips screw right here. That little piece comes totally out of there. I don't think my camera has the ability of me showing you a close-up of where this post right there has to fit into a groove tucked up inside there. I don't think I can show you that, so you're gonna have to figure that one out on your own. But as long as you know that this post has to fit into a slot up in there, that's half your battle. Boy, I did that backwards. I should have left that thing in place. I'm gonna put that back in place just to make it easier on myself. That was a mistake. Mental note. Jeez. That's really bad. Alright. Turn your turn signal one direction. You can access one of the Phillips screws that hold this turn signal switch in place. Take that screw out. Now I've got grease on my screwdriver tip. That's lovely, because now it wants to slide. Turn your turn signal switch the other direction. You should be able to access the other screw. And there's one more. I really love my magnetic tip screwdriver. If that wasn't in the way. Alright, now I'm going to take this out of the way. Here's a little tricky one. Your hazard switch. I want to make sure my screwdriver tip is really clean for this. Hazard switch has got a number 2 Phillips screw sticking right in the center of it. I pulled down on the hazard knob. That way I can put upward force on the screwdriver to take that screw out. And if you drop it, you're going to drop it. You've done it. You haven't done this. If you haven't done this before, even if you have done this before, you're going to drop it. You got this outer housing, this little itty bitty spring. Hi, honey.
Hi, what are you doing?
I'm videotaping myself taking apart a steering column. You got the center knob, and then the screw. So when you drop this on the floorboard, take the screw, put it in the center column. You got the really small, well, it's a really skinny wire spring, and then it goes into that outer knob. Alright, now we're going to pull out. We don't have to completely remove the turn signal switch. Turn signal switch got wires, a whole bunch of wires.